Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we are counting down my top 5 cornerbacks at the 2024 NFL Scouting Combine. Guys, if you love the draft and you want more draft content, please consider subscribing. Let's go! All right, first up, we have to talk about Quintin Mitchell. Absolutely no one can stop the meteoric rise of Quintin Mitchell. Mitchell dominated the secondary at Toledo for 2 years, giving up a measly 54.8 passer rating to opposing quarterbacks throughout his career. Of the 62 times Mitchell was targeted last year, he allowed just 27 receptions for 290 yards. Playing in the MAC has not given Mitchell the best media exposure, so it was crucial for him to make a name for himself, and my goodness did he deliver. He was dominant during Senior Bowl week, and he showcased his elite athleticism at the Combine. Mitchell roasted a 4.33 second 40, the second best time of the defensive back group. He also had a 10-yard split of 1.51, and earlier in the workout, he registered a 38-inch vertical jump and a 10-foot broad jump. Mitchell, without question, elevated himself into the conversation to be the first cornerback drafted, perhaps as high as the top 10. The last month or so for Quintin Mitchell has been that good. Next up, let's talk about Nate Wiggins. Clemson cornerback Nate Wiggins set a high bar with a scorching 40-yard dash time on Friday at the NFL Scouting Combine, but it also came at a cost. Wiggins ran a 4.28 second 40, setting the pace for this year's group. However, after his 40-yard run, Wiggins was helped off the field with an injury. He received attention from the medical staff before returning to the field with ice on his right leg. Wiggins also told staff that he wasn't satisfied with his 40 time. Notably, Wiggins recorded a 4.28 in spite of a relatively slow 10-yard split time of 1.59 seconds. As a prospect, Wiggins has legit ball skills and shutdown athletic abilities. He needs to be more consistent in run defense and with the overall strength parts of his game, but he might be at the top of the list of corners you want to tell, go make sure that receiver doesn't catch the football. He has given up just 9 receptions from 205 coverage snaps in 2023 and looks like a lock for the top 15 of the 2024 NFL Draft. Next up, let's talk about Nehemiah Parris. Nehemiah Parris had a terrific day at the Combine, and his 4.36 40-yard dash was the 4th best among his group. He scored an unofficial 9.25 raw athletic score out of a possible 10, which is pretty darn good given his plus size and length for an outside corner. Before today, I noted that Pritchett projects as a day 2 pick with upside in the mid-second round if he tests well during the draft process. After today, he looks like a lock for round 2 or 3. This is a guy with major potential and upside to lock down bigger receivers at the next level. Opposing quarterbacks targeted him less than 3 times per game, and when they did, he allowed a quarterback rating of just 58.8 and a catch rate under 50%. Nehemiah Parris is legit and deserves your attention in that day 2 range. Next up, let's talk about Hart. It's time to talk about one of the more underrated prospects that should be available on day 2. Hart ranked in the top 10 among corners at the NFL Scouting Combine in the vertical jump and broad jump. Hart's vertical of 39.5 inches ranked 9th among 27 corners. His broad jump of 10 feet 10 inches ranked 7th among 26 corners who went through the drill. He also ran an unofficial 4.5 40-yard dash in his first attempt. While that's not an elite number, it's important to note he's 6'2" and had a raw athletic score of 9.82 out of a possible 10. As a prospect, the first thing that stands out about Hart is the athleticism paired with an explosive downhill trigger. When he sees it happen in front of him, he explodes forward and attacks the ball carrier with aggression. Hart also displayed versatility in coverage. Notre Dame used him all over the place: field, boundary, slot, and center field when motion shifted coverage. Right now, in such an amazingly strong and deep cornerback class, I thought Hart really stood out and is currently trending upward in a big way. Last but not least, let's talk about Dayquon Hardy out of Penn State. Dayquon Hardy had a terrific combine. His 4.38 40-yard dash was tied for 5th best among the group. He also had a ridiculous 42.5-inch vertical. As a prospect, because of his small frame, Hardy projects as a slot corner at the next level. However, his frame did not limit him in college. He competed on every snap in the run and pass game. According to PFF, Hardy was targeted 48 times and allowed only 26 receptions for 318 yards, 117 of which came in the Peach Bowl against Ole Miss, and 2 touchdowns. Hardy mixes high IQ and competitiveness to bother wide receivers. He also had 20 kick and punt returns for 295 yards and 2 scores. Despite that elite competitiveness, Hardy's size will likely cause him problems at the next level. He will not be able to hold his own against the league's bigger receivers, but I see him as a super intriguing day 3 prospect. Alright guys, those are my top 5 winners at the cornerback position at the 2024 NFL Scouting Combine. Do you agree or disagree with my picks? Let me know down in that comment section below. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay awesome.